So this last month and a half has been like a blur, as you guys can imagine. I think for the most part, I kind of moved just in slow motion, not really knowing what day or night it was. I totally lost track of reality. But my cousin Melinda helped me stay grounded, and she made sure I was wearing clothes before I left the house whenever I needed to do that. This is hard, you guys. This is really hard, and I'm trying to be brave, and I'm gonna be brave. I've been in this position before, 4 times. No one should have to be in this position as many times as I have. But this one is a hard one. My mom was my rock, although she always said I was hers. But now what? My rock is gone, and my heart is broken. Everything about my mom's illness was hard. It was hard to watch her in pain, hard to watch her eat, hard to watch her struggle, hard to get her in and out of bed, hard to watch her silently be in pain. Watching Grandma's emotional breakdown was hard. Having to tell my brother and our families that the time was near and we had to say goodbye, that was hard. Hearing my uncles, her brothers, break down and cry while I put the phone by her ear was hard. Watching Mom's breathing slowly diminish, that was just hard. But watching her fight through every obstacle that came her way was who my mom was. She faced everything with a smile and a prayer because that's all she knew how to do, was be strong. She was strong for Sissy, she was strong for Grandma, she was strong for my brother, but mostly she was strong for me. Because she knew, even though I was acting tough on the outside, I was falling apart inside, wondering what my life would be like without my rock. What I learned from my mom was resilience. No matter the setback, we faced it with strength and we faced it together. The best times I had with her was just sitting and talking story about anything and everything. She always looked for the good in everything and everyone, no matter when they hurt her. She said everything happens for a reason, and she truly believed that God had a higher purpose for her. I miss going over to her house, walking in her door, being blasted by the sounds of both of her TVs on volume 57, with her Korean drama on one TV and the Food Network on the other TV, and then finding her sitting in her chair watching YouTube eating videos with the Volso also up to the max. I never understood why she enjoyed watching those eating videos so much. But Sissy made an observation one day when we were over there, and she told me, maybe Grandma watches those eating videos because she doesn't have an appetite and those videos gives her some comfort. That was hard. I miss teaching her technology and making fun of her when she gets it wrong, and of course posting it on social media. I will miss taking her on adventures and scolding her while she sat at the sewing machine trying to finish halal costuming for a competition or an event, and then only finishing one skirt in 8 hours. I was a mean boss lady to her, but she always came through because that's who she was. She showed up and she taught us to not make shame for the family. Cleaning and packing up my mom's house was no joke. She was old school and she kept everything. I found items in her drawers, closets, cabinets that I put in donation boxes years ago, and she had it in her house. And then I had to turn around and put it in donation boxes again. I'm telling you guys, those In-N-Out trays kept popping up everywhere and they will live on forever. But my message to my elders and even my friends and family, is do your kids a favor and Marie Kondo your house at least once a year. Don't leave that for your kids, because they're not gonna want that stuff. They already have their own stuff. So, and besides, if they have the same thing as you have, their stuff's bigger and better anyway. So that was hard. Mom made lasting friendships and was loved by many. The outpouring of support we received has proven that. She always cared for our family, especially my dad. After he passed, I remembered thinking, now it's her time to experience life for herself and live. It wasn't fair that she had to get sick and suffer the way she did. She was a wonderful person and she should not have suffered the way she did. But my cousin Mel reminded me that my mom did live. She moved here in 2003 and lived to spend time with her surviving children and her grandchildren. She lived when she got to work as a food demonstrator and meet so many wonderful people. She lived when she got to sew costuming for our halal and see our hamana on stage wearing her work. She lived and enjoyed spending time with her brother Arminio and his family and being spoiled by his own cooking. She lived when she got to fly to Seattle to visit with family and friends and watch her granddaughter go to college. She lived when she went to Virginia to spend time with my brother Nick and his family. She lived when she witnessed her granddaughter get married, and she lived when she met her first great-grandchild for the first time. So you're correct now, she did live. So thank you for reminding me of that. She touched so many lives with her smile, her words of advice, her words of wisdom, and even her scoldings when you went down the wrong path and made some questionable decisions. But she was always in your corner and everyone's cheerleader. She was a true definition of Auntie Aloha. I will miss her positivity and what it did to warm my heart. However, I am humbled and blessed that God chose me, to have such an awesome mom. This is hard on my brother and my family, who are not here today because we're all flying to Hawaii in a couple of weeks. It was hard on my family to see me so heartbroken. This is especially hard for Sissy, who probably spent the most time with her grandparents. She wasn't here when my dad passed. When she came home and walked into my parents' house, she was expecting to see her papa sitting in his favorite chair, but instead was greeted by his urn and his picture. That was hard. She made the conscious decision to remain home and continue school remotely, so she could be here for me and she could be here for her grandma. While I was falling apart, slowly losing my mom, Sissy was there. She was my rock. She held me up, even though I know she was going through her own thing. Mom made sure that Sissy learned the lessons of perseverance and strength because she knew that I needed a new rock, and that Sissy would need a solid foundation in me because of what Mom taught me. As the weeks are slowly turning into days leading up to our trip to Hawaii, when we take my parents' cremains home to be buried near my younger brother and sister, my heart is starting to be scared of what it would feel like when I truly have to say goodbye and come back here without her. That's hard. I will miss my rock. I will miss my mommy, but I'm happy that she's with the rest of my family and making sure that everything will be okay fine. This is hard, but that's what makes us strong. Thank you everyone for coming today and giving me strength. It means more than you will ever know. I see some of her medical team here, and I am deeply touched that you took the time out of your day to come here to honor my mom. You guys are the true unsung heroes, and I'm happy that you are here. I'm truly grateful seeing many of the people's whose lives my mom touched. her neighbors, her friends, her hairdresser, her co-workers, our halal, and of course my family. I feel surrounded by your love, and I think because of that, maybe this doesn't have to be